got a certificate in journalism. Honorable Nsereko is pregnant with ideas which will require to unify this parliament. Honorable Nsereko is eloquent enough, is formidable enough, is a unifier, a good debater, a dependable person, a person of character we need as a deputy speaker. I pray to you, honorable members of parliament, that for this position we need a person of a rare character which Honorable Nsereko possesses. I pray that honorable members will vote for Honorable Muhammad Nsereko as the Deputy Speaker of this Parliament. So I pray. Thank you.
Is the motion seconded?
Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, and the Chief Justice, I raise under Rule 6 to second by name Sebamala Richard, MP Bukoto Central. I second the motion for Honorable Nsereko Muhammad as Deputy Speaker of Parliament of Uganda.
Thank you very much. Any further nominations?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, and congratulations upon your election as Speaker of this House. I'm moving a motion under Rule 6, Sub-Rule 4, read in tandem with Rule 5, Subsection 9. I am Dr. Baiga Michael Urume, and I move the motion that Honorable Yusuf Nsibambi do take the chair of this Parliament as Deputy Speaker of Parliament. I beg to move.
Thank you. Would you like to speak to your motion in 5 minutes?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Member of Parliament, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in the first place, let me thank the Almighty God for the great favor that He has reposed to me. Allow me to take an opportunity to thank the Clerk of Parliament for guiding this House and the Chief Justice. Honorable members, I have the privilege to present before you the outstanding genius and the fine gentleman, Honorable Yusuf Nsibambi, for the position of Deputy Speaker of Parliament. If you want a Deputy Speaker of Parliament that is simple, approachable, collected, compassionate, focused, hardworking, building harmony, and enhancing the freedom of legislation and deliberation, then we have one in Honorable Yusuf Nsibambi, the Honorable Member from Mawokota South. Honorable Nsibambi is an educationist, advocate of the High Court, businessman, leader, a family man, a banker, member of Parliament representing Mawokota South. He has taught very many honorable men and women in Uganda, including the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Jacob Olanya, Honorable Nadala Mafabi, Lieutenant General David Mohozi, Honorable Nsereko Muhammad, Honorable Theodore Sechikubo, Honorable Obotho, both have gone through his hands as their teacher at the law school in Makerere University. Honorable Nsibambi brings on table a wealth of expertise spanning from over 20 years of teaching experience at Makerere University School of Law, and moves to corporate governance, Having worked as a legal secretary of Greenland Group of Companies, Greenland Bank, Uganda, Tanzania, and Zanzibar, Uganda Grain Milling, Kampala University, Entebbe Resort Beach, and Greenland Insurance, as well as 20 to 30 years of legal practice at Insibambi and the Insibambi Advocates. Honorable colleagues, we have tasks ahead of us, and this speakership election comes at a time when Uganda's legislature is making 100 years of existence. Our 59 years of independence are punctuated by numerous successes, but also colossal failures in governance and public policy, increasing human rights abuses, corruption of the worst kind, and systematic democratic reversals that continually undermine the trust of the Uganda's citizenry of parliament. We pay tribute to those who came before us, the speakers who led this parliament before us. By Honorable Nsibambi's leadership as Deputy Speaker of the 11th Parliament is premised on consolidating the gains, building a strong, sound, and productive, independent, and viable legislature. Nsibambi has 6 pledges to make, and he will be Deputy Speaker who is going to support the Speaker of Parliament in a supportive way other than an antagonistic way. One of the most important principles that he stands for is the principle of separation of powers. The doctrine of separation of powers through the observance of the system of checks and balances.
Honorable, would you like to strengthen? Would you like to wind up?
I'm winding up, Right Honorable Speaker. Let me just mention these principles. The independence of Parliament, capacity building for us members of Parliament who need the experience to do the legislation and all the work of Parliament, and also the parliamentary welfare, which we need at an incremental level other than being decretal. Parliamentary outreaches program in order to bridge the gap between Parliament and the people, and the principle of the Interparliamentary Union, which was held here in Uganda. Nsibambi seeks to bridge the gap between our Parliament and our people so that the constituencies can enjoy how Parliament works and how it can benefit them. Finally, the strengthening of the oversight of Parliament. This is going to be an important and cardinal role for this Parliament, especially when we are at this side. Benchmarking expeditions and on-site visits for ongoing projects are going to be important tasks that we are going to do, which is going to provide.
Thank you, Honorable.
Honourable members of Parliament, in conclusion, I ask you.
Thank you. Is the motion seconded?
Your Excellency, Right Honorable Speaker, the Chief Justice, Honorable members of Parliament. My name is Namanya Naboth. I represent people of Rubabo constituency in Rukunjiri district. I have a privilege to second a diligent, honorable member of Parliament, Honorable Yusuf Nsibambi. Right Honorable Speaker, our motto says, for God and my country, and I'm privileged to give you a God-fearing Deputy Speaker, other than...
You have finished the secondment, please. We agreed.
Honorable Speaker.
We agreed you second the motion, and that's it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Any further nomination?
Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, the President, the Chief Justice, my name is Jonathan Ebwalu, the Member of Parliament for Soroti West Division in Soroti City.
I stand here to raise a motion that we close the nominations. We vote for Nita Mong early enough. Thank you very much.
I see an honorable member approaching. Then I can process that motion. Yes, honorable member for Mukono.
Thank you very much, the Right Honorable Speaker. I stand here to nominate our elder and great friend with a vast experience,
Honorable, would you like to wear your mask?
a lawyer by profession, the Honorable Moses Ali.
Would you like to speak to your motion?
Right Honorable Speaker, my candidate, who until recently was the first Deputy Prime Minister Moses Ali, is, in my opinion, the best person for that position. It shall be recorded, Right Honorable Speaker, that the person I'm naming, I want us to drag her to the chair, was a minister during Amini's regime. This great son of Uganda has been part of the wars of liberation. It would be very sad, Mr. Speaker, if we have some aged leaders that we deny them another person of the same age, Moses Ali. Mr. Speaker, I'm fighting discrimination of the old people. That's why recently even this parliament enacted a law to allow them to have representation in all local governments and in parliament. If this August House would join me, people like Moses are even needed to be elected unopposed. Mr. Speaker, outside there we run around a lot. I just imagine that my Deputy Speaker will now not be burdened by making a lot of movements because he will be seated there in the chair. He is a lawyer and this speaks a lot about him. He went to school he went back to school as an old man. You cannot underrate such a person. And you see, we have never had a lawyer from Western Nile. That will also be a good thing as we look forward to regional balancing. Mr. Speaker, I want to end on this note.
Point of order.
Now order for what?
Right Honorable Speaker, my name is Leonie Odria, Member of Parliament, Aringa South, Yumbe. Right Honorable Speaker, is this Parliament a house of actors? Is Madam Honorable Namboze in order to tell this Parliament that General Moses Ali is the first and ever only lawyer from West Nile? Is she in order? Is she in order?
You are just giving me information.
Supplementary. Right Honourable Speaker, I want to thank Honourable Namboze for nominating General Moses Ali. However, Honourable Speaker, it is of great insult to the people of West Nile for Honourable Namboze to insinuate that Right Honourable General Moses Ali is the first lawyer from West Nile. I can mention a few. Late Right Honourable Speaker Ayume, who was a seasoned lawyer in this country. Irene Obonji is a seasoned lawyer in this country. Is she in order, therefore, to insinuate and insult the people of West Nile? I hold a master's degree. We don't all have to be lawyers. Right Honourable Speaker, is she in order?
Honourable members, I think we can leave it there now. Can I rule? Can I rule? Father, can I rule on the matter, honourable members?
You apologize.
Can I rule on the matter? Honourable members, the facts have been stated that the senior lawyers that have existed from that part of the country, including the late Francis Ayume, who was actually Speaker of the House. The facts have been laid, so the statement is wrong to the extent that you refer to General Lee as the first lawyer from that region. And honourable member, given the uniqueness of your motion, I'm going to use my prerogative to verify whether you have had consultations with your nominee, and if he can confirm, then we can proceed with your further justification of the motion.
Mr. Speaker,
I want to confirm with him.
History shows that speakers are dragged to the chair.
No, our rules say he must consent, so I'm going to bring up his consent forward. Because our rules now say he should consent, she should consent.
But Right Honourable Speaker,
can I ask the Honourable...
I want to apologize. What I meant to say was not that Honourable Moses Ali is the first person to be a lawyer. I was talking about first person to be a speaker, but I've been given information by my dear colleagues who are here. And I wonder what type of people are those. You represent an area. I come here to ask Ugandans to vote for your own, and you come here putting me on order. Why?
Honourable, I have already guided on this matter. Generally, Honourable, I bring this consent forward before we finish with the justification of the motion.
Now the second of the motion.
Yes, come. As he comes, my second
order, is here. Order.
My second is here, Right Honourable Speaker.
You would not be a second. The microphones are there, General.
It's only one here.
I just want to confirm that you had consultation with your nominee.
Come on, right here.
Second of what?
Have I done everything to nominate you?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and the President in attendance, Parliament. As a human being, I must thank Madam Honorable Amboze for what she had come out of her. If she didn't say what she said, I wouldn't have known what some people are thinking about me. Now that she has come out, I would have wished she
she had the courtesy to consult me. But she honestly, she's here, she can confirm. We would have had like any of you are being nominated. Madam Namboze is aware, so that I am also aware these things are happening. I'm also a participant. I would have wished myself, if I wanted to be, then I would have asked her to nominate me. But since I didn't approach her, up to now when she surprised me, all the same I will thank her. But I think I know my colleague, we have been working together in the House. I don't want to impute a bad motive. I wouldn't do that because she had not uttered it. To save time of the House, I regret this offer. And I thank once again my honorable Madam that I decline the offer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any further nominations? Honorable Namboze, your nomination cannot stand. No further speech, please. No further speech, please. Any further nominations?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you for the time you have given me. Thank you very much, my father, Moses Ali. We really love you, and I know one day.
Any further nominations?
Make a speaker.
Right Honorable Speaker, I am Council Court Moses Jr. B-Tech, Member of Parliament, Kyoga constituency, on the Forum for Democratic Change ticket. I rise and the rules 5 and 6 read interchangeably to nominate Honorable Mohammed Segirinya for the position of Deputy Chair.
Okay, would you like to speak to your motion? 5 minutes, please.
Right Honorable Speaker, like I did say, I represent a minority political group in the House, the Forum for Democratic Change, that has great connection with the National Unity Platform, where Honorable Mohammed Segirinya does come from. Members of this august House, Segirinya is a young man that mimics the age group that is prevalent in this House. Segirinya is a disabled individual that has become the same as a result of the impunity that has been perpetrated by the system. Right Honorable Members, electing Segirinya Mohammed would be a reflection and would be a protest to the powers that be. It is upon such grounds that we elect a man from the oi polloi. And should we do this in this House, we must demonstrate that we have risen beyond threats, we have risen beyond the expectations of material gains, and we have restored the parliament to the people. I've always told my people that the voice of the people is the voice of God. And indeed, Segirinya would be the master of the Vox Populis, Vox Dei. It is upon such grounds that I heard right honorable members that Mr. Update, the right honorable would make a very good speaker in tangent to the manner that he reflects the minimum qualification that was provided by the UC Universal Secondary Education. It reflects the societal strata that we have in the country. And should we do this, right honorable Speaker, and the House at large, we would have fulfilled our noble constitutional obligation.
Thank you. Is there a seconder to the motion?
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, my name is Gilbert Olanya, the Member of Parliament for Kilak South in Amoro District. Right Honourable Speaker, I rise to second the nomination of Honourable Mohammed to be the Deputy Speaker of the Parliament of the Republic of Uganda. I beg to move.
Thank you very much. Procedure.
Right Honorable Speaker, the President of the Republic of Uganda in attendance, my Lord the Chief Justice, honorable colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Atkins Katsavi. I'm a Member of Parliament for Konzo County West. Mr. Speaker, sir, Uganda is a signatory of the Sustainable Development Goals and the United Nations that were put in place in 2017. Mr. Speaker, sir, I draw your attention and the attention of the House to SDG number 5. Mr. Speaker, sir, as you're aware, Uganda is a member of the African Union. And I draw our attention to Article 3 and 4. Mr. Speaker, sir, in 2017, in Kigali, Rwanda, the East African Legislative Assembly, EALA, passed a bill. Procedural matter, Mr. Speaker.
Please state the procedural matter and I deal with it.
It says procedural matter. We passed a bill, the EALA passed a bill entitled Gender Equity and Gender Equality 2017. On March 8, 2017 in Rwanda, Kigali. Our Constitution is crystal clear, Mr. Speaker. Article number 32, National Objective and Directive of Principles of State Policy, Roman 4 and Roman 6 about gender. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 organs of government. The executive, already filled. The legislature, already filled. And now, the judiciary, already filled. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm here to raise on a procedural issue. If we are still a country that believes in our Constitution, where is the place for the women? What message are we sending out there for mothers and daughters? Today I thought that since the Speaker of Parliament is a male, Mr. Speaker, I've only heard one name of a female. And without wasting a lot of your time, Mr. Speaker, sir, I move a procedural issue that wouldn't it be procedural, wouldn't we be procedurally moving right if we move that Honorable Anita Moore become our Deputy Speaker of Parliament for the 11th Parliament, if you will agree. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honorable member.
Okay.
On what matter do you raise, Honorable Mwanga Chivumbi?
Right Honorable Speaker, the Chief Justice. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg your indulgence.
Yes, please.
I'm speaking on behalf of Honorable Muhammad Segirinya. As you are aware, Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Muhammad Segirinya has been indisposed for quite some time. Much as he is present, he is fairly unwell and unable to speak for himself. He has sent me here to decline the nomination. I beg to move.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable.
Right Honorable Speaker and colleague members of Parliament, I'm called Mama James, Member of Parliament for Jumani East constituency. Right Honorable Speaker, after a long list of nomination of members for the position of Deputy Speaker of the 11th Parliament, I rise up here to close the nomination for the position of the Deputy Speaker of the 11th Parliament. I beg to move.
You beg to move that nominations be closed?
To move a motion for closing nomination for the position of Deputy Speaker of the 11th Parliament. Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, motions for such closures, should they be seconded? Is your motion seconded? But it's a motion that does not actually require secondment. The motion that is being proposed is for closure of nomination. I'll put a question to that motion. Those in favor say aye, to the contrary, no. The ayes have it. Nominations closed. The procedure adopted earlier in the earlier election. I'll ask the members whose names have been, the members who have been nominated to come and give their consent to the nomination. Now, on the procedural matter raised by the member from the Honorable Katshabe, I think the particular procedural matter was premature because there was a procedure. Suppose all the other gentlemen declined to be deputy speakers when they were called to confirm or say consent to their nomination, then that matter would not arise. It would have been better or more timely if they had agreed to their nominations. Then I would have been competent to know that their names are now properly for discussions and vote, in which case then I would be able to rule that given the chance that we have now, there is no possibility of that nature. Secondly, this is a matter on which I can't rule out nominations of people. You cited constitutional provision, but then this is a matter of an election. Elections are the expressions of people's wishes and aspirations. I cannot rule any nomination out unless it does not conform to the law. The nominations that have been made so far, I have not had any issue with one of them, but let me ask the candidates that have been nominated to come and confirm or withdraw from their nomination. Consent, will start with the first member to be nominated, Honorable Anita Mong. It's honorable, do you consent to your nomination?
Your Excellency, the President of Uganda, Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, my Lord the Chief Justice, my name is Anita Among Annette, a Member of Parliament of Bukedea District. I do consent to my nomination.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Muhammad Zeriko, Kampala Central.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and honorable members. I
I, Muhammad Nsereko, Member of Parliament for Kampala Central, having heard the contents and the proposal of my nomination to take chair as Deputy Speaker of the Parliament of Uganda, I do hereby consent and accept.
Thank you.
May God bless you.
Thank you. The Honorable Yusuf Zimbambi.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The Right Honorable Speaker, my Lord the Chief Justice, the guests in attendance, the honorable members of Parliament, with humility, I do accept the nomination of my candidature as a Deputy Speaker of Parliament. You will not be disappointed. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, honorable members. We have 3 candidates duly nominated, and the secondments, there are confirmations and consents received from each one of them. The last honorable member who was nominated had representation from his agent that he would not consent to that nomination. So we have 3 candidates, and I think the time has come for us to deal with the matter by vote. Is that in the next item, or do we just proceed?
Item 15 on the order paper, election of the Deputy Speaker.
Honorable members, this has already been done before. The procedure is clear. We are going to do the way we did earlier. The ballot paper is plain. You write the name of the candidate you prefer, and you place it in the box. Can we start the voting, please? Procedure.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, my name is Sarah Pendi. I know I had spoken earlier here. We have spent the whole day on the election of the Speaker, and the procedural issue that I want to raise in order for us to move faster, Right Honorable Speaker, is that as they call out the 10 names, I want to propose, Right Honorable Speaker, that we have more tables where members can write, other than people coming to line up 10, pick the paper, go and write, and the others have to wait. We could hand over these papers to the 10 members, and they find where to write and then put the ballot into the box. That would help us to move faster and conclude this process. That is the procedural issue, Right Honorable Speaker, that I wanted to raise. That would it not be procedural right that we have more tables other than just one table where members can write and then they cast their ballot? Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, anything that we can do to fasten the time in which we do this vote would be helpful, and the suggestion that had come from the honorable member is acceptable. I ask the people managing to see if we can accommodate facilities that would enable us to move faster. Procedure.
I have an interest as a candidate, and also the principle of secret ballot presupposes it must have space. So if you create many centers, my interest as a candidate will be directly affected. I object to that.
No, we are just going to adopt whatever arrangement is possible and can be executed, maintaining the integrity of the process. If it is possible, we'll do it. Can I ask the representatives of the candidates who have been so nominated to send their representatives here, agents who will be witnessing the polling process? Yes?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, my name is Okupa Elijah. I want to make an amendment to the proposal moved by Honorable Saro Pendi in us trying to catch up with time, that instead of having numerous tables where people write, of the proposal that tables where people write, of the proposal that we divide the calling of names into two, one from number 1 up to 250, and then one side where they are calling from 250 to 529, two centers, but they will be having the same tally box. In that way, we would have been able to cut the time by half. If that can help, Right Honorable Speaker, it will help us. Thank you.
The Honorable Member, this is being done by calling of names by one person. I don't know whether we are going to have two people calling names at the same time. I think the procedure we're using now, it's okay. Let's just start. Because we're not going to have one person calling another one name from this side, another one calling from, it will be very confusing. Let's start, make the modifications necessary. Can I have the agents of the candidates? Are they here? We are there. The Honorable Member is for Honorable? Honorable, what is your name? Namanya Nambos, representing the Honorable Yusuf Sibambi. Yes? Honorable Richard there, representing Honorable Sereko Muhammad. Honorable Esther Afoy Chan from Zombo will be representing Honorable Anita Among. Clerk?
Abambiku Jessica. Abeja Susan Molly Jolie. Abba Lilian. Abigava Cuthbert Mirembe. Awoli Konihira Agnes. Achan Joyce. Okenyi. Achen Docas. Acheng Jen Ruth Ochero, Achan Judith Peace, and Achayo Juliet Lodo.
Is it possible to move this light this side so there's more light on this side?
Gwa kulonda mumyuka wa speaker amanya gali asatu kokauka agaliko uliko Anita Among mubaka omukyala akikirya bukeddeya oyo aba NRM bamulese era yayisemu nomukamyufu Muhammad Nsereko wa Kampala Central naye kwali naye bagenda mukubaka akalulu waliwo ne Yusuf Nsibambi abalala ababiri Muhammad Sejirinya ne Moses Ali abo abawadde amanya gaabwe tebasoose kubeebuuzaako era agamanya ne gasazibwamu okuzira ekeke mabega katono nnyo ku bwa speaker omwekitiibwa Jacob Olanya era yakubiriza olutuula luno kati luliko kati session eri kati yalondeddwa ku bwa speaker ku bululu 524 abaakubye obubiri bwabadde bufu ye naafunako 310 omukyala Rebecca etwala Kadaga nafunako 197 ate owekitiibwa Ssemujunganda nafunako 15 bokka. Awo wenjagala tugende kuba twagala tuwumbe omukolo gw'olwaleero. Mwami Owana, kiki kitegeeza eri SEC n'eri President Museveni obululu 197 Rebecca Kadaga bwafunye?
Kitegeeza nti ekibiina kyabwe kisobola okufuna enjawukana ezitakitta. Oyinza obutayanguwa kulaba kinaddirira naye buli wavaawo okusika omugwa mu organization bye mukola ebiddirira okusika omugwa bye biditaminira future. Nga bwe nakugambye ali kati ensonga yakumanaginga kuwangulwa kwa Kadaga ebivulu by'okumuwangula singa mbadde mu NRM nandibiganye naye nandibikakkanyiza enebeeranga civil General Pecos Kuteesa agamba nti civil wo temubaamu awangudde kubanga abafu bonna baba baluganda kubaoza nti twabamaze nga baga nti oli kaziniwo so kati kino Honorable Kadaga yagenze neyeteeka mu tageti ya saidi ye gyaludde nga amanyi engeri gyewangulamu kati ekyo kibe nga kiwedde kibi nnyo okubalirwa abantu wadoga nti bayimba kayimba ki bayuda abantu tebaassociatinga nnyo na kuwangulwa batoloka mangu nnyo n'olwekyo nze ndowooza ab'NRM bakadaaza abakulu bakomisaazi bamanye nti kino kyabadde kya munju kimanejingibwe mu ngeri eyo Honorable Kadaga alina okumakinga sure wabaddewo kagurupu kenalaga kayita NRM Kadaga something tiriza kuba tabi ya NRM nga baliyita Kadaga bwanga badde balitaddewo ku makya leero baligale
naye process yonna ogirabye otya okuva gye twatandikidde ku makya ogirabye otya mubaddemu obwenkanya kubanga tulaba kugedde kivi kyayagala okumanya wabaddewo okubbira wayinza okubaawo okubbira
ndowooza temubadde kubbira rules of procedure zaabwe zonna bazigoberedde kati obuzibu bwonna obuzirimu buli ku batazimanyi waliwo bwe nalabye ng'abuuza nti ne babatakkiriza nakwogerako yenkola yaabwe so nga wandinyumiddwa okuwulira bwe boogera on the other hand toyinza kumanya ki kye bagenda kwogera ekyokubiri eyasabidde Honorable Kadaga abeeko kyayogera ndowooza nti yakoze kirungi naye mu ssaawa etali ntuufu ng'alinga agamba nti mumuwe omukisa abalage kikyali kati singa yalinze eno process nebawo nebawo sipiika omupya kati n'asaba sipiika oyo omupya naawangudde so si Chief Justice kuba Chief Justice kati ng'ono basoma tteeka n'aliremerako
era n'olwekyo ye Ssaabalamuzi yakoze bulungi
naye abantu bangi bandiyagadde okuwulira awanguddwa kiki kyagamba kati Honorable Ogwal yandibadde alinda Jacob Oulanyah ne bamulayiza navuga nti Mr. Speaker sa
osobola okukkiriza munnange
muwe omukisa abeeko akagambo kakola ki kati yakireese ng'agamba nti kambalage ku muliro oguli wano so n'ekyo nekitagenda bulungi kati suubire nti Honorable Kadaga oba banaamuwa omukisa bw'aba akyaliwo kati njagala of course n'okweza
President Museveni soko wali eri we yayingiriddemu nga wayagala okubeerawo akajagalalo olowooza kyabadde kirungi
nabadde segedde kiriyo
anti webalangiridde niwabeerawo abaagala okujaganya kale naye byagala okuvaayo abantu abeeri ebbali bajje beegatte muno kati ababaka abamu nga tebakyagala nebagamba ffe tujja kufiira wano bwe mutegattamu kataba balwane wayagadde president engeri gyakikuttemu
nakyagadde lwa nsonga kibi nnyo si kyamagezi okunoonya awonoofiira batutendeka obutafiira awo toli lwoveewo naye oga nti tugenda kufiira wano abantu babeera n'essanyu nga bawangudde eyaleese issue eyo y'omu ku bawanguddwa kakati nabali ababadde bava eri abatasaana baabasirikale babadde tebasaana kwegatta mu ba MP kakati ono
ate nga yabakulira
nga be bamuluma Honorable Sewungu Muganda era president yavudde akola comment nti bano abakukwasa alagi mbagobye nti murudi huko murudi bavaawo kati already parliament yatandise dde okukolera awamu ne executive nga bwe kiteekwa ne judicial kubanga singa omulamuzi bwe yagambye nti abange nekigaana kakati commander in chief n'avaayo naga nti
era nekikolebwa
kati ekyo nekiggwa so unfairness eyinza okubaawo eva mu kuba nti amateeka gagamba ekyo amateeka g'abantu tesigakisa gagamba ekyo era kyekibwa ekitako ekyataano
mukyala Simwe kati olwo
walemedde ku kyamukyala Simwe kale
women's movement esigaddewa kubanga babadde bakiteeka mu nyaamaanye bapushinga owekitiibwa Rebecca Kadaga kati esigaddewa
nga sinagenda ku women's movement esigaddewa nsooka okongratulatinga right honorable Rebecca Kadaga
kanti yagudde
okugwa kwa mmanyi kye nabadde nkugamba mbu okuba owookubiri tekitegeeza mbu agudde alwanye olutalo olutali lwangu alwanye olutalo nti ne decision ya SEC gye yateekawo naye yagimenyewo n'abeerezaamu n'alwana alwanye olutalo in that babadde bamukolako propaganda ya smear campaign nga bamwogerako ebintu bamukolako effujjo naye n'atakka wansi gamba kambiveemu awangudde olwokubanga alaze mbu abakyala basobola kitegeeza mbu n'abakyala bali mu NRM abadde basuubira mbu nno okuba omukyala ow'amaanyi olina kusooka kusigama kuki ku pateyo nga NRM atulaze mbu n'abakyala tusobola so kyovola bamukongratulatinga ekisembayo mukongratulatinga olwa legal environment gyateekawo ey'amaanyi yadde implementation olumu ebulamu naye amateeka agayisibwa mu biseera bye gabadde mateeka malungi era tumweyanza era tukumukongratulatinga ku mirimu gyonna gy'abadde ng'akola nga speaker ate tumukongratulatinga ne luno olutalo okululwana naluwangula kuba kiraze wagenze mu maaso n'atunuulira honorable Olanya kiraze mbu ate mukyala akuuma ddembe
kati women's movement kyenjagala okugamba mbu tetukomye wano women's movement tugenda maaso nga tupromotinga agenda yaffe ng'abakyala aye tugenda kubeerezamu nga tukola ne right honorable Rebecca Kadaga ekirala tugenda maaso n'okwogera ne mwami president waliwo appointments ezitanakolebwa nawe zomanyi ng'eza cabinet n'appointments endala tugenda making sure kuba ne vice president bannamuteekawo tugenda making sure omuntu gwe banaateeka mu bifo ebyo ebya vice president cabinet tugenda making sure mbu nno mbu tufuna abantu abagenda mu bifo ebyo nga bajja promotinga women's agenda ogenda mu maaso abajja olwanyira eddembe ly'abakyala ery'abawala n'eddembe ly'abantu abatalina mwasirizi ate ekirala ky'ombuuzizza ekya SEC weesigadde oba ki ekibaddewo tulaze amaanyi yeesigaddewa kubanga SEC eringanga ogani enkulu ya party ekola policy omukyala ono owekitiibwa Kadaga atuula ku SEC kitegeeza baakoze decision ate ye n'agimenya okiraba najembera mukama we naye ebitu babisootinze yesigaddewa ng'otusiibula
ngamba siibula kyenjagala obbagamba mbu kiraze mbu walimu obutakkiriziganya mu SEC ekirala tubakubiriza abali bonna aba SEC mubeemu ne maybe kyova olaba mbu abantu abasinga temubadde kubanga tetwandibadde n'abantu ba NRM babadde bavotinga independent candidate kuba kiraze mbu alina amaanyi
tusiibule
ngamba siibula njagala beebaza nnyo okusookera ddala neebaza Bukedde TV omulimu gwe mukoze gw'amaanyi mukoze kyamaanyi nnyo promotinga constitutional democracy ne governance ate okubanga butulaze guno omukolo ne muleetana n'abantu ffenna abali wano kyamaanyi nnyo tubeeyanza neeyanza n'ab'ekitongole kyange Center for Constitutional Governance na buli omu ali eyo naddala abakyala mbagamba mbu tetukoma leero tekikoma mu parliament abakyala tusobola otakinga over position zonna position zonna si mu politics wabula ne mu other sectors ne tubanga tuwininga ne tubanga tuli mu power and influence
tole tusiibule
songereya mbere songereya
tusiibule
kakati naye njala okwebaza betubadde nabo betusibye nabo wano musanyuse nnyo okusisinkana generation gap tugibridginze bulungi
nnyo
njagala okuddamu okusiima sipiika awangudde nensiima mukulu wange baaba wange mwanyinaze Rebecca Kadaga nensaba president nti nga obukodyo obwo bulijjo bwobukola sala amagezi okulaba ki ekikolebwa ne right honorable Kadaga aleme kufuuka irrelevant backbench wateeka okubaawo ekintu awo ekikolebwa ate ikisembayo bintu biba bya Katonda njagala okwebaza aba security emikolo egyo nze mmanyi kye bayitamu okutuuka ku level so ikisembayo kya Katonda abawanguddwa tubakwasa Mukama waffe Yesu Kristo ajja kutulungamya bino biggwe siina kirala kyenna
amiina tweyanze nnyo
TV emikolo gino gyonna nga gye gyatandikidde n'egyo ekigenda okujja tosuba olupapula lwo olwabukedde enkya. Olupapula olwabukedde tugamba nti nno luwoomu nnyo ngekuba erigenda mu ffumbiro.
Kusinja olukumi lutya?
Senga wabukedde mwali mulungi nnyo ojja kufuna essanyu mu bufumbo. Essanyu mu bufumbo mulimu
gwe kojja
batadde ssente abakugu batadde ssente ne sitamina ku minzaani ne balaga ekisinga amaanyi ojja bisanga mu bukedde. Ojja kusangamu emboozi endala nga Haji Musa n'Owendejje anyumya engeri gye yamala omwaka mulamba n'omugole nga tamukombeza ku kamuntamu. Mulimu ekikolo n'eddagala ku basajja bamukono gaamu. Bw'oba olina omusajja nga mukono gaamu mu bukedde w'enkya mujja okulaba ky'oyinza omukola. Abawala abanoonya obufumbo n'abasajja abanoonya ababafumbira ebyenkya mu bukedde. Kakati waliwo n'ekibuuzo entambuza y'enkasi eyamba abaagalana okuwunguka y'ogimanyi. N'amawulire amalala mangi nsomala kujja okusanga mu bukedde. N'olwekyo njagala okubeebaza nnyo gye twatandikidde. Tujja kukomawo oluvannyuma nga tubawa ebivuddeyo mu kulonda deputy speaker. Naye kati kasooke tuddeyo mu mpeereza yaffe eya bulijjo. Omukama Katonda abankuumire nze John Weraga.
Did you know that Downy concentrate softens impressions 2.5 more clothes per litre than the leading